dig it for three. You betcha.
The pass to Miller outside three. Good. Big block by Olsen.
Fryer in the paint. Now to Holzer. Left corner three. Bang! Bang! Oh!
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
.com, as well as yourliveevents.com here this Thursday evening from Pine River. Pine River-Backus Tigers taking on the Sebeka Trojans tonight here in girls basketball action. So my debut on yourliveevent.com, and we're hoping that everyone's able to enjoy tonight's action and tomorrow as well on the internets. And always we like to make sure that you're listening on the radio as well on Cash 95. You have multiple ways to be listening and or watching here this Thursday night. So the Pine River-Backus Tigers looking for their first win on the year. And hey, so are the Sebeka Trojans. We'll get to more on that here in the Station 371 pregame show here on Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com. Station 371. Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, and is the only area fuel station with kerosene and off-road diesel. Station 371 in Pine River. Let's take a quick break, get everything all set up here, and then we'll kind of take you through what's going on here with high school girls basketball on the way on Cash 95 and yourliveevents.com.
Country Doc Veterinary Clinic in Pine River is proud to support radio coverage of our area athletes. No matter the sport, they salute the kids and coaches for all their dedication and wish them all the best of luck. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic thanks all the coaches, staff, and volunteers for taking the time to provide our area kids plenty of opportunities. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic is located east of Pine River on County Road 1, providing compassionate, small animal care for your beloved pets.
Back with you here on the Station 371 pregame show on Cash 95 and yourliveevents.com. Both these squads, well, looking for their first W of the season. The Pine River-Backus Tigers fell to 0-3 as they took on the Crosby Ironton Rangers just this past Tuesday, which you heard on the radio as well. And the Sebeka Trojans 0-2. For those losses, again, you look at the rankings as well. Two of those losses, Sebeka 0-2 right now. New York Mills, number 8 in Class A. That's who they fell to on Tuesday night by a score of 44-33. And their opening night loss was at Walker. So they start with 3 on the road, actually. And the first 2 against some ranked teams. Walker Hackensack Ikley just makes it to number 10 in the Class A rankings this week as well. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, 0-3. As we look at some of the rankings right now, just out of the top 10, couple of those squads. Pequot Lakes, of course, in Double-A, a class up. They were number 14 the last I had checked, able to look into the top 20. For Belgrade, Bruton, El Rosa, they were number 11 in the Class A rankings. Those were the first two matchups for the Pine River-Backus Tigers here on this 2021-22 season. Then they fell to Crosby Ironton 59-46 on Tuesday night. If you look at these two teams facing off against each other, well, in recent years, it's been the Pine River-Backus Tigers able to get a lot of victories in the series right now. They're riding a win streak against the Trojans of 7 straight right now. The Pine River-Backus Tigers going 2-0 in the season series last year, winning 69-44 in the first round of the playoffs, 76-35 in the regular season. The Pine River-Backus Tigers on the year last year, well, they went 12-9 in the shortened season. But again, a lot of different numbers, faces, names on the starting lineups, and a shorter roster than in previous years. For the opposing Sebeka Trojans, last year took a step back a little bit. We're 6-13 after they had gone 16-12 in the 2019-20 season. So they were swept by PRB again in that season series last year. So Sebeka looking to get a win here on the road, and looking to get a win on the road to get the season through 1-2, 1-2 on the road, all of them. And for the Pine River-Backus Tigers, looking to extend their winning streak against Sebeka, but also get their first win of the season as well. We will talk to Coach Mike Hano of the Sebeka Trojans, also Coach Sheely of the Tigers, joining us here in the pregame as well, here on the Station 371 pregame show on Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com. Pine River-Backus hosting Sebeka, your girls basketball, on homegrown local radio.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you.
Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
Joining us now on the pregame show on Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com, head coach of the Sebeka Trojans, Mike Hano. Thanks for joining us here this evening.
Thank you.
So coming in tonight, both teams kind of looking for the same thing, looking for a victory tonight. We were talking earlier about some tough competition the Trojans have played this year so far. How have you felt the team has meshed so far this year as we're trying to find our way and get through the second week of the season now?
It feels like we're just starting. But first game was jitters, I think also conditioning. And we played a good 5 minutes and then just kind of the conditioning, and I think that's made everything kind of fall apart. So defense and offense did not look so good. Second game, defense, conditioning looked a lot better, and our shooting wasn't quite there. But two tough teams, and just like Pine River's been playing some tough teams too. Yeah, so both playing tough teams and taking on the Pine River-Backus squad, who's had some success against the Trojans in recent years right now. What do you know about that squad? Again, a different, of course, every year it's a different squad, a smaller squad right now, roster for them right now. What do you know about that club? Definitely different. They lost some big-time scoring and people that have been starting for a long time for them. But they do a good job over here. They're always good fundamentally. We're ready for – they do some zone press. They'll do some man – they'll do a little bit of everything, but they'll still play well.
And what are some of the things you'll look to do for the Trojans to put things together for a W tonight?
I think we need to play aggressive. They've got a good post that really put us into foul trouble a lot last year, so we need to handle her, maybe get her into foul trouble instead of us, because I know she shot probably 20 free throws in the first half last year against us. So just play a little bit more physical and be active driving and then keeping them from driving. That's probably one of the big keys. And then just transition defense. I know they got a lot of easy buckets last year too, so that was another key.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time, and the best of luck to you tonight.
Thank you.
Coach Mike Hano of the Sebeka Trojans joining us here on the pregame show on Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com. Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. Tucker Sheely, head coach of the Pine River-Backus Tigers, joining us here on the pregame show on Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com. Coach, thanks for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So coming in 0-3, you got that small roster we were talking a little bit about earlier on, and of course, you go with that roster. You go with 8 right now on that varsity roster, and you've taken on some tough competition early this year. What have you seen from the girls so far in the early goings?
Yeah, we're getting better. I've kind of talked all season so far, progress over perfection, and I feel like we've achieved that. The scoreboard hasn't really shown it here on these first 3 games, but again, tough competition, and looking forward to a fun one tonight.
So looking forward to a matchup with Sebeka. A couple seniors that I see on the PRB squad. What do they know, and in a couple of years of you as a head coach and some on the bench otherwise, what do you know about the Sebeka Trojans?
Yeah, they're a very well-coached team. Typically like to play a lot of man-to-man. Mike does a great job with them, getting them ready to play, fundamental basketball. And so, we expect good pressure, and we expect their guards to really try to kind of push it into the lane and force us to play good defense.
And what will, good defense and good offense look like for the Tigers tonight?
Yeah, I'd like our girls to be pretty patient. We looking forward to playing hopefully against a little bit more man-to-man tonight than we've seen in those first 3 games, and so being able to run some of our offensive sets. But patient, get the ball inside, look for that inside out, and then vice versa, outside in.
And what would a victory tonight on the home court mean for the season?
It'd be great. Yeah, no, like I said, we're 0-3 right now, but a great group of girls. They've been working hard, getting better each night, and so it'd be fun for morale to get one tonight. But as long as we keep getting better, I guess that's kind of the main thing here at this point in the season.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
More coming up on the pregame show on Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com.
Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River is once again hosting a breast cancer fundraising tournament. Have some fun and help out a great cause Saturday, January 29th. Everyone is welcome to this 9-pin no-tap tournament starting at 9 a.m. $35 tax-deductible entry fee. Please consider donating items to the silent auction to raise even more. We'll come pick it up. Community Bowl and Pizzeria's breast cancer fundraising tournament, January 29th. Call Community Bowl at 218-587-3100 for more information, to register, or donate.
Tonight on our other stations of homegrown local radio, we have more at Aiken boys basketball on the Gobbler and yourliveevent.com too. And on Skeeter 1015, Northern Lakes at Brainerd boys hockey tonight. Should be a good one there. Vikings in Thursday night football taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Heard on Real Country 94.3 tonight. Trying to get you the score updates. That should be about 18 minutes or so into that one. Still 0-0 halfway through the first quarter. Again, some of those keys to tonight's matchup between the Tigers and the Trojans. Really playing aggressively, and it all moves with the post, getting it to inside out, outside in. Coach Tucker Sheely of the Pine River-Backus Tigers was talking about and trying to see if post play will work against the Tigers, is what Sebeka is hoping they can get some fouls picked up and more tonight. And don't forget, after the game, we have our post-game awards, including our big deal player of the game, a T-shirt, and a gift certificate to the Pizza Ranch of Baxter Little Falls. Buffet your way. We'll receive a free large pizza. Just about to get ready here. Sebeka Trojans on the left, the Pine River-Backus Tigers on my right, lining up for the national anthem. We'll get that. We'll get the starting lineups to you in just a little bit, and plenty more coming up here. Station 371 pregame show on Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com.
At R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, we aspire to provide the best in local sports coverage for our area teams. Listen to our Wake the Lakes morning show for local news, weather, and sports every weekday morning from 6 to 9. If you're enjoying the video coverage for the PRB Tigers, thank the sponsoring businesses you see advertising. They make it possible. If you're a business owner and want to reach our viewers and listeners, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise. That's yourliveevent.com.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 37 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Back with you here on the Station 371 pregame show. Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline. This is the only area fuel station with kerosene and off-road diesel. Station 371 in Pine River. As we look at the starting lineups, first for the 0-2 Sebeka Trojans, start senior guard Michaela Plautz. Freshman guard Jalen Lilquist, junior forward Macy Lake, senior forward Caitlin Ekman, senior guard Kylan Warmble. The starting five are the Sebeka Trojans. Michael Haino, the head coach of the visiting Sebeka squad. Pine River-Backus Tigers start junior Kate Travis, junior Ramsey Tulenchek, sophomore Claire Dahl, senior Claire Dahl, senior Emily Hannikin, and junior Hannah Barkus. The starting five for the Pine River-Backus Tigers, 0-3, and head coach Tucker Sheely. The Tigers on the right, as you look at it on your screen, in the black jerseys and shorts, and the orange numbers and letters, PRB on the front, Sebeka in their road white jerseys and shorts, the purple letters and numbers, Sebeka on the front, and the gold trim. It's about ready for the tip-off. Everyone setting up. And we're just about to get underway, and contested at the middle and controlled now by Lilquist and Sebeka. She gets trapped, and a jump ball. First turnover of the game here. Again, thanks for joining us here on YourLiveEvent.com, as well as RJBroadcasting.com and Cash 95 on the radio dial as well. Not long into this one. They have it in the corner. They're fronting in the post and getting in the post, and that's one of the things we talked about in the pregame. 2 points for Ramsey Tulenchek, and we are no longer scoreless here. 2-0 here into this one, about 20 seconds into the game. Tapped away. Sebeka, again, both teams winless on the 2021-22 season. Reversing course, and Ekman heading to the glass, puts it up, no good, but we'll be shooting a couple of foul shots here. Be Emily Hannikin, the first foul of the game. Just 3 on the bench for Pine River-Backus. A lot of empty chairs. First of 2 is good by Caitlin Ekman. Making it 2-1 on your scoreboard, your North Point Realty scoreboard. Second of 2 will tie it up. 2-all here. Just 32 seconds into this first half. As Claire Dahl will take it up the court. Has it at that right wing, looks for another screen. Slipping off that was Ramsey Tulenchek. She scored the first bucket for the Tigers. And for a screen on the other side, Hannah Barkus gets it in the middle. Up top, Tulenchek takes a dribble. Over to the right to Emily Hannikin. Reverse course, get it back up top. Kate Travis, pass around the perimeter. Thinking about that jump shot for 3 on the way to the basket before the shot. The foul, 1 on each team now. It's going to be the first. Kylan Warmbold. Inbounding under their basket are the Tigers. They get it to Kate Travis. Into the corner, back into the middle of the post, and off the hands of Ramsey Tulenchek back to Kate Travis. They'll dribble around on that right wing to Hannah Barkus. They'll face. They look at that high post and turning. Couple of dribbles for Tulenchek. Back out around the perimeter to the near side. Into the near side corner. That ball fake up. A lot going on the one side of the court, getting into that high post again. Inside and kicked out for 3 for the Tigers. No. The rebound for Jalen Lilquist. And going on the fast break is Sebeka. Left-hand layup for Plautz. Plautz is good, and Sebeka takes the lead at 4-2 on your North Point Realty scoreboard. Claire Dahl lost her dribble, looking for some help, and finally gets it with Ramsey Tulenchek coming up top of the key. Outside, back in, looking against 2. Tulenchek forces it up, can't get it to go, but gets bumped. Has a chance to put a couple more points on the board and tied up if she's perfect from the line. That's going to be the second foul on Sebeka. First on Jalen Lilquist. Couple dribbles and the breath. The first one hard off the back iron, no good. See if she shoots free throws like last year against Sebeka. Make it a 1-point game here in the early going. And the second one is good. It's 4-3 on your North Point Realty scoreboard. The Sebeka Trojans going up against that press, as we were talking about. A lot of different looks for the Tigers as broken. And an extra pass down low off the glass. Caitlin Ekman has a couple more. She has 4 on the night. And it's a 6-3 lead for the visiting Trojans here in the early goings of half number 1. Thinking about that high post. Pass around the perimeter. Kate Travis. Again, moving around in the look against Sebeka. Long run. Face up against Hannah Barkus on the near corner. Extending out, and Julenchek really wants the ball there. Running into a little trouble near the baseline. Kate Travis will throw it away out of bounds near the scores table. The Tigers turn it over, 6-3. Get just back into their half-court defense, just past the line. Is Jalen Lilquist going up against Claire Dahl. In the middle, met by Hannah Barkus. That forces a travel. Looking to evade a couple of defenders, and the Trojans will turn it back over. Quick substitution here as Emily Hannikin checks off. Kaden Borman, the junior for PRB, come on for the first time. Looks like 15:30 to play in the first half. Into the far corner. Screen across the lane. Travis on the near side. In the high post, going to the basket. Ramsey Tulenchek. She'll grab her own rebound. It looks like a jump. Ball going the other way. Kayla Plouts. Inbound to Jalen Lilquist. Being picked up right about half court by Claire Dahl. Quickly double and another throw away. This time to the crowd is pass intended for Warmbold. So you've seen that a couple of times. First one was near that free throw line area. It's off the key and forcing some plays, making some plays here. The Tigers will look to push the near side corner. Hannah Barkus will have it. Take one dribble. Back up to Kate Travis. She's at the top of the key, off to the right to Claire Dahl. She'll face off a long way from the basket on that right wing. Looks for the screen, loses her dribble, and loses possession. Out of bounds, off her foot. As Annika Polyu checks in, replacing Kylan Warmbold for the Sebeka Trojans. Jalen Lilquist gets doubled in that far corner. No one taking at that right wing. The three-point shooter, Ekman. She can't get it to go. It's a rebound by Ramsey Tulenchek underneath. A couple of Tigers and a Trojan there. A 3-point deficit for PRB. They'll look to tie it here. No good. And rebounded underneath by the Trojans. They'll look to push again. Long pass. And that was off of Macy Lake. Good idea for Ekman. But Trojans not able to convert. Sophomore Alora Dahl now taking it up the courts for Pine River-Backus Tigers. Around the perimeter, steps out. An extra pass. Borman for three. No. An offensive board, though. A couple of Tigers fighting for it. Looks like Tulenchek able to pull that in and give PRB another possession here. 6-3 the score. Sebeka is leading the Pine River-Backus Tigers. And looking at that high post, looking for the screen. Switching and taken away by the Sebeka Trojans. Caitlin Ekman getting in the middle of things, looking to go the other way off the glass, wide. And looking to push Kaden Borman. See both teams try to push a little bit here. For three, no. Offensive rebound. Kate Travis underneath trying to save it. And corralled by the Sebeka Trojans. They again look to push. Plouts heads to the basket, count it. A chance for three. Coach Shealy coming up from the bench, arguing against the continuation. But a chance to make it 5 points for Plouts. We'll see a couple of substitutions here. As Kate Travis checks out of the game. For the Tigers, let's see if the three-point play is completed. It is. Plouts with 5 of the 9 points for Sebeka, and it's a 9-3 lead for the Trojans on the road. A high pass into the far corner. Caden Borman tracks it down by baseline and thrown. It's going to be off the hand of Tulenchek. Turned over by the Tigers. And then Warmbold checks in, replacing Macy Lake. Will Plouts also on the court, as well as Lilquist. And Daphne Rathke had checked in at the last dead ball as well for Sebeka. A little too aggressive on the defense for Hannah Barkus and the Pine River-Backus Tigers. She picks up the foul her first. Inbounded from the far sideline. Rathke gets it in to Warmbold. Loses her dribble in the corner. It's a little bit of help. Looks like 13 minutes ago in this first half. Stripped of the ball. Hannikin getting her hand in. Emily knocks it away. It'll still be Sebeka ball. Inbound 4 flat. They double the near side. Trying to go around the defense on finish on the other side. Tipped away off the Tigers. You couldn't get it to go. This time in the box. Underneath the baskets. Into that far corner. Out to Warmbold. Plouts gets it into that far corner again. And Sebeka will set up their offense. Nothing going on in that high post for Warmbold. Taking the three is Lilquist. It's a drive in the middle of things. 12 feet, no. The long offensive board. Warmbold, and a shot up, no good for a long, perhaps two. And another tip out of bounds off of PRB. On the 2-3 look on the defense on the inbound, and going the other way. A push. I pull you, and PRB will take control. Both teams have more turnovers than field goals on the evening. Pine River-Backus has Kate Travis back in, replacing Caden Borman. In 9-3 here in the first half. Pine River-Backus girls trail Sebeka. Here on Cash 95 and YourLiveEvents.com. Thanks for joining us wherever you may be. And Laura Dahl has it at the perimeter, takes some drives and tries to get it outside to Hannah Barkus. Laura Dahl putting it on the floor again. Two high guards. Ramsey Tulenchek doing some work in the high post area. They're fronting her in the low post. Thinking about it for a second, and Kate Travis lost the ball. Just gets it to Hannah Barkus. A little bit off the ground, rolled a little bit. Looking for a cutter underneath the basket. Kate Travis thought she might have had something out there. Laura Dahl will skip it over to Emily Hannikin. Takes the dribble in, that high post. Facing and going the other way, spinning, up, good. Count it, and the foul. Another chance for a three-point play, this time for the Tigers. It's Ramsey Tulenchek. Now has 5 on the night, looking for 6. All the points for PRB on the evening. Caitlin Ekman back in, as well as Macy Lake for the Trojans. Wilquist. You will check out. Now 1 of 3 from the line, can't get that one to go. Again, stays 9-5. Sebeka with the lead. Ekman may have changed her pivot foot there. Either way, gets underneath to Plouts. She puts it off the glass. She has 7 on the night. 11-5 the score. Get it underneath and getting contact, getting it to go again. This is Ramsey Tulenchek. We'll see if she can cash in this time. She has all 7 for the Tigers tonight. Plouts picking up her first foul. Tulenchek able to complete the three-point play this time. Makes it a 3-point game, 11-8 Sebeka leading Pine River-Backus girls basketball here on Cash 95 and YourLiveEvent.com. Down to Rathke. Around the perimeter, driving baseline, cut off by some Tigers, but it's going to be Tulenchek with the arm with the contact. She'll pick up the foul. See if that comes into play here. Sebeka will choose to actively attack down low more often here. Plouts can't get it to go on the first. River-Backus will take a seat now. Claire Dahl back into the game for the Tigers. Both teams with 4 fouls on the night. Second foul shot no good. And it's going to be Ramsey Tulenchek with the rebound. The push, Claire Dahl gets it back up top to Alora Dahl. And facing now, thinking about a 3 and draining it. Claire Dahl gets on the scoreboard for the Tigers, and we're all tied up 11-all in our North Point Realty scoreboard. Picking up the dribble just past the timeline is Michaela Plouts, and we'll call timeouts. Looks like 11:05 to play in the half. 11-11 here on your scoreboard. You're listening on Cash 95 and watching on yourliveevent.com high school girls basketball.
PRB Tigers Action with your live event is made possible by the advertising businesses you see throughout this broadcast. They help ensure that we can bring you the coverage at the best price, free. Please thank and support our sponsoring businesses. If you own a business or your organization wants to reach the listeners and viewers of your live event and RNJ Broadcasting Incorporated, go to yourliveevent.com and click advertise or contact one of the offices in Brainerd or Aiken. Enjoy the broadcast.
Yourliveevent.com as well as Cash 95 and RJBroadcasting.com, where it's 11-11 on the scoreboard here. And after the game, we'll have our Pine River Family Market Star of the game, also our Enbridge Energy Player of the game, and our Big Deal Player of the game as well, brought to you by a number of area sponsors we'll talk about after the broadcast. Daphne Rathke will inbound for the visiting Trojans in front of the scores table, in front of the PRB bench as well. It gets it into Caitlin Ekman. We're back in play, and she travels. Met by a couple of Tigers around that high post area. Done that a couple of times. Able to turn over the Sebeka Trojans out of the timeout. Taking a couple here this half. Had trouble looking into that high post, bounced in there. And a big offensive night so far for number 10, Tulenchek. Out for 3, no good by Kate Travis. And this time the tip out of bounds off of Sebeka. Looks like Warmbold was trying to corral the ball. We'll face a 2-3 look on the box sets. Getting it right in the middle of things. One dribble down. Barely getting it out was Tulenchek to Claire Dahl, who travels. It'll be Jalen Lilquist checking in for Daphne Rathke. Tigers set up their half courts at about a 2-3. Looking for the screen was Lilquist from Lake. Now a 3 instead for Sebeka. No good. Offensive board underneath for Macy Lake. Put back no good, and Ramsey Tulenchek with another rebound. The Tigers will take it down the court from right to left as you look at it on your screen. And he gets underneath, a little bit too underneath the basket. Not much room for Tulenchek to work with. Still a loose ball out on the perimeter off the rebound. And just outside that left wing area, it was Michaela Plouts able to pick up the rebound. A travel before passing the timeline. Sebeka will turn it back over to PRB. Pine River-Backus got the first 2 points on the night. We've been tied twice, 2-2, and now at the score of 11-11 as number 11, Claire Dahl, gets it just in front of the timeline, setting up the offense for the Tigers. Laura Dahl has it, gets it poked away, and going the other way. Plouts will look to finish and puts the Trojans back up top, 13-11. And she right now has 9 of those 13 points. Plouts, the senior guard for Sebeka. They're fronting in the post, and a little backside help by Lilquist. Able to make things difficult for Tulenchek. It's out of bounds, going to be off of Sebeka. ERB to inbound in their box sets. Safety valve up top and lined a little bit too much on the throw. Plouts able to get the steal and gets it pickpocketed right back the other way by Alora Dahl. Some trouble underneath, containing. Looking to go up with that was Ramsey Tulenchek. Gets Poked away by Warmbold. Will stay PRB basketball underneath their own basket. They're down 2 here. Not quite halfway through the first half. Look for the bounce pass in to Kate Travis. Getting it right into the middle with the left hand working. Double triple now is Tulenchek. An extra pass on to the outside. And no good on the 3. So good to go inside, then out. But the shot not falling. Looking for a 3 the other way. No good for Warmbold. And the Tigers will take it from right to left, taking it down the court. Clearnall looking to skip it over. Thinking about that too is Kate Travis. Back her way out there. The 3 up top, no. And a good box out by Warmbold. There's no chance for Laura Dahl to follow her shots for an offensive board. Going up for a layup, Caitlin Ekman will get a couple more free throws. Been able to push a couple of times, just 3 of 5 from the line as a team for Sebeka. First one is short. So Caden Borman and Hannah Barkus will come off. Laura Dahl and Emily Hannikin come out. Out there. The second one is short, and the rebound for Claire Dahl. And it's 13-11, Sebeka with the lead here. It's a low-scoring game in the JV game as well. And about to lose that dribble, thrown into traffic. Kylan Warmbold with the steal. And going the other way, a long 2, baseline jumper, no, for Sebeka, and it tied up underneath. Hannah Barkus with her hands on it for the Tigers. Daphne Rathke and Annika Poliu to check in. Jalen Lilquist, Macy Lake step off for Sebeka. 13-11. Sechenaro favors PRB. Both squads with 5 fouls now in the first half. They look into that high post a little bit too close to where they were at the perimeter. Thinking the 3 and taking that one was Barkus' offensive rebound. Ramsey Tulenchek will be able to put one up again off the glass and tie it up at 13 all. 8-11 to play in the first half. And driving for a shot attempt, a foul on the floor. The Claire Dahl picking up her first. Macy Lake to check on for Sebeka. And Warmbold will check off. 4 flats on the inbound plane or the baskets for Sebeka. Put it up high for Macy Lake. She's in the middle of the lane, able to get it to go. Nothing but nets, 15-13. It gives a lead back to Sebeka. Again, we just had the 1 lead change. Otherwise, it's been tied up a few times. For PRB, 3 ties, 1 lead change. Is this one tightly guarded? Hannah Barkus tightly guarded. And the foul called on Ekman. She'll take a seat. Barkus to inbound, thinking about backcourt, having it up the near side. They're fronting in the post on the extra pass, reversing it inside, putting it up, and a couple more free throws coming for Ramsey Tulenchek. They get it into the middle, even if it's doubled, the contact. As Tulenchek tries to put it up, it's going to be the first foul, I believe, on Rathke. 2 of 4 on the night for Tulenchek. The first is good. 15-14 the score. Sebeka leading Pine River-Backus. And the second in and out. Slankenberger there. It's Plouts able to haul in the rebound for the Sebeka Trojans, who still hold that 1-point lead here in the first half. Thinking that elbow jumper, kicking it back out. It's Poliu. Plouts getting the screen. An extra pass out on the far side. Lilquist will dribble in, then back out. Macy Lake surveying here. Plouts looking for Heather. She'll drive baseline and has some contact underneath. Like foul, they'll call on Caden Borman. That'll be a couple on her. And both teams with 7 fouls now, 1-1. Flounce's first is hard off the back iron, no good. And pulled in by Hannah Barkus and pulled back away. Shot up by Sebeka for Macy Lake. She'll be fouled. She'll be at the charity stripe. I believe that's Hannah Barkus' second as well. So right back to the free throw line. Go the Trojans. Lake makes the first. 16-14 your score. The second one rolls in. You're on WWWI FM, Pillager, Brainerd, Baxter, Cash 95, and yourliveevents.com. 7:15 to play in the first half. A 3-point lead for Sebeka over Pine River-Backus High School girls basketball. Fronting a little bit in the post right now. Kate Travis didn't see it. Looking to get something going in that low post. Still fighting for position. Here's Ramsey Tulenchek. Get it to her. Some backside help. Gets some contacts. Plouts, I believe, was helping out. Be a 1-and-1. And it was the second foul, I believe. No, that first shows on the board. We had already marked it down. Tulenchek's first is no good. Won't earn a second on the 1-and-1. Quick outlets and missing. Hannah Barkus kind of affecting the shot there by Rathke. A couple offensive boards and another foul. You will shoot. Ramsey Tulenchek now has a couple of fouls. It's at least 3 Tigers in that situation right now. Erdahl will look over to the sideline, talk to Coach Shealy for a second. Zonica puts one in here, 18-14. Sebeka now with the lead. And it will stay that way, but she'll get her own rebound. Offensive board, another chance for Sebeka here. Looking for 3. Crane. Jalen Lilquist makes it 21-14, the largest lead of the night. They led by as many as 6 earlier on with an 11-5 score. And Sebeka now with the lead, 21-14. On that left wing, Hannah Barkus has it. Up top now, one dribble and pass over to the right. Ramsey Tulenchek will look to roll, gets it, although the pass wasn't where it was likely intended or as hard as she intended it to have to her. In the middle of the lane, gets a tie up, and possession arrow favors Sebeka. Ekman and Warmbold back in. Rathke and Bulliu will take a seat for Sebeka. This 7-point ball game. And before the screen, trying to throw it to the screener, will be turned over. Erdahl doesn't get a good pass to Kate Travis. She'll track it down. Nearly kicked away by Warmbold as she'll track it down. Shealy not too happy on the other side of things, forcing it up from outside of the block. Caitlin Ekman will look to shoot more free throws. Not sure if possession was already set up for Sebeka or not. Either way, Kate Travis picks up the foul her first. Caitlin Ekman to the line, 2 of 4. 10 fouls on PRB. First 2 free throws rolls out. Pretty flat that shot. Sebeka right now on a 6-0 run, leading it by 7. 1 lead change, 3 tie scores. Second one hard off the back iron, and offensive rebounds for Warmbold. The Trojans will look to get through the defense and a foul somewhere in there. Caitlin Ekman will head right back to that spot 15 feet from the baskets and shoot 2 more. Hold will give Emily Hannikin her second foul of the night. That one will roll in, so after missing 4 straight, Ekman is now 3 of 7 from the line. 22-14, 5:46 to play in the first half. Second one good as well. 23-14. Sebeka leads Pine River-Backus here tonight. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. Plenty of room for some dribbling for Kate Travis. She gets around, can't get it to go off the glass. She'll try to track it down, though it'll be Macy Lake taking it away on the rebound. Looking to push. Caitlin Ekman will get it back to Lake from about 14 feet. No, underneath Hannah Barkus. It's going to be off of her. She went up for it against a couple of taller Trojans. Able to make contact with the ball, but not much more than that. Thrown into the middle of the lane is taken. Warmbold will put it up high off the glass. She'll get on the score sheet now for Sebeka, 25-14. And 6 different Sebeka players scoring points here tonight. Taking a long 3 is Barkus. Can't get it to go in the middle of the lane. A scramble for the ball. Going to be a jump ball underneath. Possession arrow favoring the Tigers. Pine River-Backus underneath their own baskets. After the substitution for Sebeka, Daphne Rathke will come in to replace Caitlin Ekman on the near side. In a 2-3 look against the 1-3 look of the Tigers. Get it underneath to Kate Travis, looking for some help into the corner. To that left wing now. It's Hannah Barkus. Dribbles and gets it out to the wing underneath the baskets. Up no good by Tulenchek and poked away. Rebounded for Sebeka. Louts had it, but she traveled. 4:47 to play in the half. Right now a 10-0 run by Sebeka. Able to get to the foul line. A few Tigers near that foul trouble. And only 3 deep on the bench. Fronting of the post, get it into Tulenchek. She'll put it up, no good. But shoot a couple more free throws. She's right now 3 of 7 from the line. It's going to be 9 fouls on the Sebeka Trojans, 2 on Rathke so far. The first of 2 good. Breaks up the run here, 10-point game. Laura Dahl checks on. Hannah Barkus will take a seat. There's a second of 2. Right-handed shot, no good. And controlled by Louts and the Sebeka Trojans. They look to push, no one between Warmbold and the basket. She'll put it up and good, 27-15 here on the scoreboard. Kicked out for 3, Travis. High archer, no. In the middle of the lane, taken away by the PRB Tigers and Emily Hannekin under the basket. Get it! And a chance for a 3-point play. Again, kept alive by Emily Hannekin on the offensive rebound. Ramsey Tulenchek. A big scoring night here tonight. A couple of fouls now on Jalen Lilquist. Already a dozen for Ramsey Tulenchek, and look to add another one to the total. Not able to get this one to go. And Ekman hauls in the board for Sebeka. 10-point game here. 4:16 to play in the first half. Win streak in the series between these two teams. Both teams just looking for a win here. A 3 is long, trying to save that for an offensive board is Monica Puliu. Can't get it to go. And keep it in play. It's out of bounds. Will be Pine River-Backus ball. No press on them. They'll take it up the courts for Claire Dahl. Extra pass into the corner. Emily Hannekin will fake. She's guarded closely. Might want to try to drive on that. Get it into the post again. Done it a lot with Tulenchek. She'll go down, trying to split a couple of defenders, and will shoot more foul shots. A couple of fouls now on Caitlin Ekman. Tulenchek will shoot a couple more free throws. First one off the back iron and gets the nice roll back in. 27-18. Enough of a soft touch to get that to go. And second. Can't get that one to go. So it's 27-18 and thrown into traffic. Going to be off the back of Ekman after Emily Hannekin got her hands on it. It's almost knocked it away. Thrown into the middle of the lane and not exactly what they were looking for, who they were intending it for, but Ekman gets it, gets the roll off the glass, and 29-18, the lead now for Sebeka, under 3.5 to play in the half. Hannigan faces up in the near side corner. Looking for Lairdahl. So you look to get it into the post. Dulencheck is tripled. Kicks it out to Travis. Couple dribbles to corral it. Up high in the post and thrown away into the hands of Ekman. Picks up the steal just on the Sebeka side of the timeline. Ploutz trying to land, was not able to land on that side. Turned over by Sebeka. They're in double-digit turnovers, as are the Tigers here. Caden Borman will check in for Pine River-Backus, replacing Kate Travis. Lauradahl to inbound in front of the scores table. 3:01 to play in the first. At 2-3, kind of look for Sebeka, and 7 on the timeline. Here's Borman. 2:55 to play in the first half. Sebeka really hasn't run into trouble. Went on that 10-0 run. Hasn't had much more than a couple of free throws at a time for PRB since the early going, since they tied it up a couple of times. Putting on the floor is Warmbold, and before they go any further in the possession, it's a timeout by Sebeka. And a timeout for us as well. It's 29-18. Sebeka leading Pine River-Backus. You're listening to high school girls basketball on Cash 95 and watching on yourliveevent.com.
Country Doc Veterinary Clinic in Pine River is proud to support radio coverage of our area athletes. No matter the sport, they salute the kids and coaches for all their dedication and wish them all the best of luck. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic thanks all the coaches, staff, and volunteers for taking the time to provide our area kids plenty of opportunities. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic is located east of Pine River on County Road 1, providing compassionate, small animal care for your beloved pets.
29-18 with 2:38 to play in the first half. Sebeka leading Pillager. They throw it in on the far corner. Looking for some room is Macy Lake. They had again called that timeout before that time. Still up 11. Sebeka's led since the 15-13 mark. PRB had tied it up. Foul out on the perimeter. It's going to be Claire Dahl. Up her second, I believe. Maybe a couple of foul shots. First one up and no good. Now 1 of 5 for Michaela Ploutz. Dribble and have a second one. Both teams with a double bonus. Second one no good either. Made the first one, missed the next 5, and a tie up underneath the baskets. Finding for it underneath was Tulenchek along with Annika Polyu, and Sebeka has the possession arrow. Ekman will inbound underneath the baskets and into the middle lane. They've thrown it a couple times, and a couple of times they've had the opportunity to get it to someone that they didn't intend to, but good things have happened. That time tipped away. Lockton Tulenchek had it. The 3 for the Tigers, making just the nets. Trying to save that one and able to save it just inside of the baseline. It was Ramsey Tulenchek getting it off the Sebeka defender. PRB will inbound the box set underneath their own baskets. Long pass up around that volleyball 10-foot line up to Alora Dahl. That's right wing. Back out to Dahl now. Looks to find some room. Skipped over to Emily Hannikin. Back up top. Thinking about that 3 was Claire Dahl. One dribble. Back up top. The 3 from straight on. No. A long rebound. Hauled in, though, by Warmbold and the Sebeka Trojans looking to push and getting the layup with the left hand. Kayla Ploutz has had a big night offensively for Sebeka. It makes it 31-18. She's in double figures now. Gets it into the middle of the lane. Speaking of in double figures, adding on to the total, making a move to the right is Ramsey Tulenchek. That's 6 field goals on the night and also 12 free throws attempted as well, as she's added on to 17 on the night already for Ramsey Tulenchek of the Tigers. They're still down by 11. Sebeka setting up their offense. Ekman doing some dribbling up top, guarded closely by Alora Dahl. They'll switch up top with Cleardahl covering. Alora helping out, extending over to the near side. Looking to move the defense around. As who's going to take ball? Still discussing are the young Tigers trying to mesh. Find someone just inside of that right low block. Warmbold with her third field goal of the night, 33-20, 41 seconds to play in the half. And Sebeka leading by 13. A high pass from Tulenchek. The free throw line to the near side corner. Be turned over. Hannah Barkus will check back in for the remaining 35.7. Cleardahl will sit. Substitutions here as Mandy Krosnick will check in for Sebeka. First time tonight, 34 seconds, just passing the timeline. It's Michaela Ploutz. Seen some different plays around that dot, looking for someone to get open. Ploutz able to get open near that right wing, thrown into the middle of the lane, nearly losing it, and again able to hold on to the ball. I know PRB doesn't want to foul with their short bench either. A number of players with 2 fouls. Still, again, plenty of second half play to do. Inside of 10 seconds to play here. Can still put up a good shot here with 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Ekman out on the perimeter with 2.5. Not looking for anything, just kind of dribbling it out here with a 33-20 score at the half. Sebeka leads Pine River-Backus 33-20 on your North Point Realty Kerry Crimmins scoreboard here this evening. We'll take a break, get things set up for halftime. Again, you're listening on Cash 95, watching, viewing on yourliveevents.com. High school girls basketball with homegrown local radio.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you.
Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And is done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River is once again hosting a breast cancer fundraising tournament. Have some fun and help out a great cause Saturday, January 29th. Everyone is welcome to this 9-pin no-tap tournament starting at 9 a.m. $35 tax-deductible entry fee. Please consider donating items to the silent auction to raise even more. We'll come pick it up. Community Bowl and Pizzeria's breast cancer fundraising tournament, January 29th. Call Community Bowl at 218-587-3100 for more information, to register, or donate. At R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, we aspire to provide the best in local sports coverage for our area teams. Listen to our Wake the Lakes morning show for local news, weather, and sports every weekday morning from 6 to 9. If you're enjoying the video coverage for the PRB Tigers, thank the sponsoring businesses you see advertising. They make it possible. If you're a business owner and want to reach our viewers and listeners, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise. That's yourliveevent.com.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 37 years and still digging it right. Shrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrupp Excavating LLC, online at shruppexcavating.com.
Trying to make sure to remember everything and anything and everything here. And I have failed to give you any updates on the Vikings game. Not by design. Not by design. Because the Vikings are up 16-0 in the second quarter. Again, they are historically the worst team right now. If they continue, the worst team in the last 2 minutes of the first half, allowing 6 points a game in the last 2 minutes of the first half. So we'll see if that trend continues here. And we'll have to we'll do some joshing with the Moose when he comes back. He's a Steelers fan. He's down at the game, taking a little time off. So I'll have to give him the business about that later on. But again, that one on Real Country 94.3, Vikings on 94.3 FM tonight, and not on 3WI. Thursday Night Football with the Minnesota Vikings in action down at US Bank Stadium. But right here, it's 33-20 at the half on Cash 95 and YourLiveEvent.com. PRB able to take the lead on the Ramsey Tool and Check buckets in the early going. The lead taken right back by, taken right away by the Sebeka Trojans. It was tied up a couple of times and a 10-0 run by Sebeka. They've been able to grab rebounds. They've been able to, play a little, I don't know if it's Plinko, whether what kind of other game where they bounce it off like that. But there have been a couple of times they just try to get it to someone, and it just serendipitously finds its way into the hands of someone that's open and able to extend some possessions and not turn over. They are in double digits in turnovers. Both teams are in this first half. But Sebeka able to take advantage a few times. They've pushed it a couple of times, gotten some baskets underneath. A number of fouls for the Pine River-Backus Tigers, as well a few for Sebeka in the early going too. So we look at the Tigers right now of Pine River-Backus. See 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe 5 with 2 fouls in the first half. Not necessarily foul trouble as you get 5, and they have a whole nother half, so if you average that out, they would end with 4, and he'd be just fine. But with a short bench, you kind of got to be looking into that a little bit. For the Sebeka Trojans, they have a couple, 2, 3, 4 with 2 fouls as well. But again, they have more off the bench, and they have the lead to work with right now, 33-20. Looking at the scoring numbers in the first half for the Sebeka Trojans first, it's Michaela Plouts with 11 points, just 1 of 6 from the free throw line, but able to get 5 field goals on the night, 5 from 2. A three-pointer by Jalen Lilquist tonight. Macy Lake with 4, 1 of 2 from the foul line for Annika Poliu. 8 points for Caitlin Ekman, is 4 of 8 from the line, and 6 points for Kylan Warmbold. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, Claire Dahl has a 3, and Ramsey Tulenchek has 17 points on the night for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. They trail at 33-20. We'll get some other score updates when we come back. You're listening to high school girls basketball on Cash 95 and watching on YourLiveEvent.com with the score being right now 33-20 at the half. Sebeka leads Pine River-Backus.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
PRB Tigers Action with your live event is made possible by the advertising businesses you see throughout this broadcast. They help ensure that we can bring you the coverage at the best price, free. Please thank and support our sponsoring businesses. If you own a business or your organization wants to reach the listeners and viewers of your live event and RNJ Broadcasting Incorporated, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise or contact one of the offices in Brainerd or Aiken. Enjoy the broadcast.
It's 33-20 at the half. Got to let the guys know real quick on the other stations of homegrown local radio. Here on Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com. In other action tonight on the Gobbler, it's Mora leading 26-19 over the Aiken Gobblers boys. And that's on yourliveevent.com as well. And after one period of play for some boys hockey on Skeeter 101.5 Northern Lakes with the 1-0 lead over Brainerd. Again, we'll have post-game awards after this one, your big deal player of the game with the T-shirts from our fine sponsors, as well as a certificate to the Pizza Ranch of Baxter and Little Falls owed to the winner. We'll have our Pine River Family Market star of the game. We'll have our Enbridge Energy player of the game as well. So plenty going on here this Thursday evening. Vikings leading again 16-0 in Thursday night football tonight. Skol Vikes, I will use the purple pen for the second half to keep track of things. Didn't plan that, but it works out. So 33-20, PRB will have to look to push and take advantage a few times. We've seen 12 foul shots put up by Ramsey Tulenchek on the Knights as they get it into Hannah Barkus as the Tigers have it left to right on your radio dial here in this second half. Tulenchek nearly loses it, defended by Michaela Plouts. Picks up her dribble, needs some help. A little bit too close to her, looking for a timeout. Doesn't have it. Claire Dahl has a bounce pass out to the far corner. Kate Travis puts it up for three. Misses everything, no good. Hannah Barkus with the offensive board, able to stay in bounds and shoot one from deep of her own. Can't get it to go off the hands of Sebeka. Another possession for the Tigers here. Again, 33-20 the score. Get it underneath and off of the hands of Sebeka. Macy Lake again getting in there. The box sets and throws it right into the middle off some hands and into Ramsey Tulenchek, intended for Kate Travis. So we'll see if some of that serendipity helps out for the Tigers here in the second half. Get it to Tulenchek again. She has 17 points on the night, loses it, and a jump ball. Lucky for PRB, not executing any fouls. You know, maybe 60-plus feet away from the basket. Closing out quickly on Jalen Lilquist. And it's dropped off as she takes it down the lane. Gets it to Jalen Lilquist off the boards for two. 35-20 now the lead and double dribble. Tigers turn it over. And right back to the Trojans here. A minute into the second half, 35-20. Sebeka leading Pine River-Backus. On the first couple of games, again, what Coach Haino had talked about, getting their legs a little bit, and looks like being able to stay fresh here in the first half and early on in the second half as well, getting after it. Heckman will size up the defense. Macy Lake was double. She gets into the lane. Offensive board as she missed everything. Another offensive board. This putback by Macy Lake is good. 37-20. It's been all Sebeka here this second half. Just a minute and a half in, a couple of buckets for the Trojans. Picking up the dribble is Dahl getting underneath to Ramsey Tulenchek. Coach Shealy getting up, wanted the foul. It'll be Ekman taking it down the court and throwing it over the shoulder of Michaela Plouts. It'll be over and back. Laura Dahl checks in for Claire Dahl. Emily Hannikin to inbound. She inbounds, gets a handoff from Ramsey Tulenchek on that left wing. Ramsey gets around the defense and able to put it in the bucket, gets a roll. She gets her first bucket of the second half. Now with 19 points the Knights. Candidates and a bump up top. Like almost a jump stop from Hannah Barkus into the Sebeka Trojan she was defending. So 3 fouls on Barkus here. And it's a 15-point deficit for Pine River-Backus. Staying a zone look here 2-3 as they move it around. Kate Travis extending up on the guards. Able to finish on the other side after the missed three. An offensive rebound and put back good for the Trojans. 39-22 makes it 8 points for Macy Lake. She's been able to get things going here in the second half. Baseline is Hannah Barkus underneath, is stopped. Gets it out to Laura Dahl. An extra pass on that far side. Kate Travis get it out to Laura Dahl. Thinking about that three. Hannah Barkus thinking about getting it into Kate Travis. Thinking about taking that three. Drives into the lane. Loses control of the ball. It's turned over. And Sebeka on the other end of things. Can't get it to go off the glass. Macy Lake was looking for another one. And PRB will control it. Hannah Barkus coming down the courts. To the near side corner. Looks for a screen. Doesn't have enough space to be able to look. Wraps around that bounce pass. Tripled and kicked out from Tulenchek for three for the Tigers. They put it in. Laura Dahl gets the tray. As 39-25. Pine River-Backus still trails here with 14:44 to play in half number 2. You're listening to high school girls basketball and watching on Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com. Back after these messages.
Country Doc Veterinary Clinic in Pine River is proud to support radio coverage of our area athletes. No matter the sport, they salute the kids and coaches for all their dedication and wish them all the best of luck. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic thanks all the coaches, staff, and volunteers for taking the time to provide our area kids plenty of opportunities. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic is located east of Pine River on County Road 1, providing compassionate small animal care for your beloved pets.
39-25 your score here on Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com. The Sebeka Trojans is looking to move to 1-2 on the season. Pine River-Backus Tigers looking to avoid falling to 0-4 to start this season. And both versus some of the top competition in our area early on. Sebeka will have it after the made three by Laura Dahl. It a 14-point game. It was a 13-point game at the half. PRB was able to put it in and out. And with this 2-3 look, Hannah Barkus will follow Lilquist for a while, moving things around for Caitlin Ekman. She'll screen down. They'll look to replace. Falling down is Michaela Blouts. Looking to extend this a little bit longer, nearly stepping on that end line was Kylan Warmbold, but able to control it and get it back to Sebeka. So teams exchanging the ball. The turnovers for those trips, getting through some of the defense and to the baskets. Laura Dahl, no good. Tigers able to control, going the other way. Tulenchek to Laura Dahl. Look to get the screen, a little bit of space. They got it to that far side, looking for a three again. Off the mark. Blount's hauling in the rebound for Sebeka. He has some traffic. Trying to avoid getting hits in the back of the head was Kate Travis by the ball. And Caitlin Ekman getting behind the defense will get two up and head to the line and look to finish off a three-point play. I believe they counted it. Yep. Kate Travis will sit. Ekman's three-point play is completed. It's at 42-25. Ekman has 11 points on the night as well. Bounce is able to before, blocked, but heading to the line again. Ramsey Tulenchek will shoot her 13th and 14th free throws of the night. Talked to Coach Hano before the game for the Trojans, and, well, she's been shooting a lot of free throws again tonight. And the first foul for the Trojans in the half. First of two. In. That's 5 of 12 in the first half. And Tulenchek was the only one to make one in the near side corner. No good. It was Laura Dahl hauling in the offensive board for the Tigers here. 42-26. Pass around the perimeter, faking back up top. And to the right side, it's going to be Hannah Barkus. 13:15 to play. She'll go in and then back out. Laura Dahl trying to find some room. Put it into the far side. Now driving, finding a little bit of room, and the buckets from mid-range is going to be Caden Borman getting on the score sheet here. And a 14-point deficit for PRB with 13 to play in the second half. Laura Dahl will pick up her second foul. About 50 feet away from the bucket. 5 minutes into this one. Trying to trap just past the timeline, allowing some space. The three from the corner, no for Macy Lake with the offensive board for Warmbold. 12:48 to play in the half. Nearly losing the dribble on that far side. Caitlin Eckman, she'll be driving in. Losing the ball, going to be off of PRB. Kayla Ploutz checks back in. One of a couple of Sebeka Trojans in double figures tonight. Warmbold will take a seat. Just allowing it up near that free throw line to Macy Lake. 15 feet, shot no. And Laura Dahl will look to push after the rebound and pull it back out for the PRB offense. She's not being guarded, no one's stopping ball. She is going to put one up from about 7 feet. Won't be able to get the roll. Rebounded by Macy Lake. Throw to midcourt. Wilquist going to go up against number 10, the Tulenchek. She's able to block it. Taken away, though, underneath the basket. An offensive board for Annika Polyu, and able to get another chance at it. Puts her first field goal up of the night. 44-28. And the screen and the three on the far corner, no. And Sebeka will haul in another board here. The possession gets up one shot. An open corner look. Macy Lake had hauled in the rebound. For a cutter in the middle of the lane. Wasn't going the whole way. It's going to be taken away by Ramsey Tulenchek. She'll look to push. Make some room on the far side near the baskets. It's going to be Kate Borman with her second field goal of the evening. As PRB looks to chip away here. A 14-point game with 11:29 to play in half number 2. Sebeka leading 44-30. We're going to take a timeout here on Cash 95 and YourLiveEvent.com. You're listening to high school girls basketball.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you.
Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
Back with you here on Cash 95 and YourLiveEvent.com. Sebeka with it as they're fronting in the post right there. Thinking about it on that far side. Nothing doing. Well, he was hauled in a lot of rebounds here in this second half. Looking to get it done on the offensive side of things. Into the far corner to Rathke. Sit on the floor. Ploutz has it. Long way from the baskets. Finds an open Polyu. She'll bounce it over to Rathke on the right side. Get it down low. Macy Lake will turn, get it high off the glass. No good. A push, and it's going to be going the other way. Sebeka with the foul. I believe they call it on Macy Lake. Her third. That's PRB again down by 14 here. We're down by 13 at the half. On that far side, thinking about that three. Borman popped one and wasn't able to get it to go earlier. Laura Dahl made one in this half. She'll try again from the near side. Can't get it to go. Rolls out. And Warmbold hauls in another board. 44-30 with 10.5 to play. Michaela Ploutz, first, of course, gets into the middle of the lane. No one directly stopping her. Ramsey Tulenchek will haul on the board as she'll look to push. Gets a 2-on-1. She gets the assist as Kate Borman on the left side. Makes it 44-32. Thinking about the three, Macy Lake. It's over to Warmbold, back out, thinking about that three and traveling. Wanted that ball fake, but Rathke walks before dribbling. River-Backus back on, placing in Borman. 6 points here in the second half. PRB will have it left to right, can cut it down to a 10 points or a single-digit deficit here. Down the lane and getting it right back after the pass out to the perimeter and losing it down the lane is Tulenchek. Trying to go hard in the post. Tigers look to put a couple up to press and nearly a walk by Rathke. Skipped over for Sebeka. Again, not forcing up those threes when they're open. There's lost underneath. Look at those shots, but not everyone is liable to make a ton from a long range. Pull you in. Rathke will take a seat here. 9:40 to play in the second half. And that high post is Tulenchek, and the timeout's called by Coach Shealy as the Tigers have it on offense when we come back. It's 44-32 on your scoreboard. We'll take a quick break. Plenty more coming up here with homegrown local radio Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
9.5 to go. PRB has it going left to right. Tulenchek kicks out to Backus in that low post area. Bring it around inside Claire Dahl. Kicks it out thinking about that three. Was Emily Hannikin in that high post. Kicked out and right back. Bounced in. Doubled but fouled is Tulenchek. Coach Hayno up out of his crouch. That's going to be Jalen Lilquist picking up her third. Putting Ramsey Tulenchek to the line for foul shots 15 and 16. First is good. 11-point game here with 9:14. And second, good. 10-point game here, as Tulenchek's been 3 of 4 from the line here in the second half. And looking for the steal on the far side. Tulenchek was out of bounds. Hauled it in, was out. They rule no catch, just like in football. 9:06 to play in the second half. On the inbound on the far side, Sebeka will get it into Michaela Plautz. To set up there D as she's guarded by Claire Dahl. Now Emily Hannikin facing in number 14, Poliu. They leave one of the Trojans out there with plenty of space. Up against the screen, Ramsey Tulenchek trying to follow. Number 22, Warmbold. Under the screen, up top they stay and go the other way as Alora Dahl was playing the defense. Heckman will put it on the floor for a while. Will spin reverse course, trying to get it up off the glass high. No. It'll be Tulenchek calling in another board. She's going fast the other way. Kicks out for three. Backus good. It's the third three of the night for the Tigers. It's a single-digit deficit, and they pick up the foul, trying to get the steal and keep that momentum going. The Tigers right now on a 9-0 run. 8:14 to play in the half. 4 fouls on PRB. This half, 3 on Sebeka. 8:12 to play in the half. An open shot for 2. That one no good. Offensive rebound underneath. You will shoot a couple of foul shots. Emily Hannikin hacking her underneath. 37-44. So 5 fouls on PRB. First one rattles in. Hanukkah will end that stretch. 8-point lead now for Sebeka. And the second gets the roll off the back iron. 46-37. Some good inside-out basketball last time. They're fronting in the post. A pass a bit too long. That's what you want to have. Rather than into the defender, Ramsey Tulachek had it as he's again in that high post area. Thinking about it as well. Laura Dahl puts it into her, going up against a couple of defenders. Tulachek trying to get her own rebound. Can't get it to go. It's going to be off of PRB. 7:41 to play in the half. Now the inbound. Wilquist will take it. Up high to Plouts, and it's going to be taken away after the press. Ramsey Tulachek will haul it in, getting underneath the basket, trying to reverse. It's going to be a travel before the first layup by Claire Dahl. Trying to do a little bit too much. It's Dahl and Dahl guarding the intended targets. It's going to be Claire Dahl defending now. Laura Dahl defending Plouts here. Looking to double just in front of the timeline, and again a turnover right to the Tigers. Backus with the steal. PRB, 7:17 to play in the half. Will get it in, then back out. Laura Dahl for three, can't get it to go. Hannah Backus with the offensive board, has a couple underneath that she's fighting and scrapping with. And it's going to be the second foul on Warmbold. Dahl to throw the inbound pass. Will bounce it into Emily Hannikin and throws right into the hands of Macy Lake. So turned over by PRB here. They've had a good run, not able to set up their press this time. Who's going to take the ball there? Trying to determine with the 2-3 look on the defense. And moving it around, getting people coming from around the perimeter against this look. On that right wing, going to be Jalen Lilquist facing up. Seeing that cutter into the lane. Warmbold from the near side to the far side. Kayla Plouts looking to get a screen. Roll pull you was not open. This time she gets it off the hand and out of bounds. Karen Borman checks in, replacing Laura Dahl for the Tigers. For the Sebeka Trojans, Caitlin Ekman places Annika. Pull you. No full court from Sebeka here. 6:26 to play in the half. Seconds. Claire Dahl picks up her dribble. Hannah Backus tries to get the handoff from the high post. Out of bounds, off of Sebeka. Caitlin Ekman in between the Tigers trying to get it on the perimeter. Being inbound in front of the Pine River-Backus bench. Hannah Backus to throw it in for PRB. They're fronting in the post and getting behind the defense. Can't get the roll for Ramsey Tulachek. And the Sebeka Trojans will be going the other way. 6:08 to play in the half. Head to Ekman on the near side. Near side wing, she has it. And Sebeka slowing it down a little bit. See some cuts, trying to move around the defense, and a bump again by Hannah Backus. I believe that's going to be number 4 for her. We'll see Laura Dahl sub in. Sebeka with one on the high, one on the low post. For a screen and throw it up high and stolen away by Tulachek and the Pine River-Backus Tigers. Looking to push. Foreman loses it 4 seconds. Getting into the middle, bumped before the shot, I think. Tulachek driving in the lane. Well, they rule a couple of shots there. Kylan Warmbold, the senior for Sebeka, picks up the foul. Foul shots 17 and 18 for Ramsey Tulachek. First of this trip is good. So back to a 10-point game. Jalen Lilquist checks out. Hanukkah pull you back in. Tulachek's second is good. Great spin on that. It's now 46-39. A 7-point game, looking to trap just past the timeline. And a carry on Ekman. A couple of Tigers right there. Dahl helping out. And turned over and can make it a potentially 2-possession game here with 5.5 to play on this possession. Going directly guarding Alora Dahl. She goes around some of the defense, gets it down low. Tulenchek puts on the move, gets it off of the glass. To a 5-point game, 2-possession game here, just past the timeline. That's going to be the foul, hands all over Plouts there. It's going to be 7 team fouls on the Pine River-Backus Tigers. Eden Borman with 3, and Hannah Barkus with 4 fouls will likely check in here before the 1-1. Eden Borman will take a seat. 5:17 to play here, 46-41. Sebeka leading Pine River-Backus high school girls basketball tonight. First is no good, and hauling in that board off of her foot. It's going to be Ramsey Tulenchak with another board. See who was able to miss that one. 0 for 1 from that trip, though. Again, we'll see if that plays out down the stretch here, down by 5. And having Sebeka in the bonus. Was wide open underneath. Alora Dahl wanted it, but not enough time to get it to her. Picking up the dribble, bouncing it in, trying to go underneath is Tulenchek. She kicks it out. Another 3. This time, Alora Dahl able to put it up and good. And it's a 2-point deficit for PRB. A long pass from about that 10-foot line and thrown away. A turnover after the made 3 by the Tigers makes it a 2-point game. Pine River-Backus taking it left to right here on yourliveevent.com and WWWI-FM, Pillager, Brainerd, Baxter, Cash 95. And they'll double right there, looking like a 2-3 as they get contact going to the floor. And now going to the line, Ramsey Tulenchek will shoot more foul shots. Caitlin Ekman picking up the foul here, 6 on the Sebeka Trojans, 3 on Caitlin Ekman. 5 of 6, Ramsey Tulenchek in the second half, 5 of 12 in the first half. First one rolls out. The only Pine River-Backus Tiger to shoot from the foul line. Her second, good. A 1-point game. Jalen Lilquist checks in for the Sebeka Trojans. And a timeout's called by Mike Hano and the Sebeka Trojans. A 1-point game here. Tigers coming back down 45-46. You're listening on Cash 95 and watching on yourliveevent.com high school girls basketball.
Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River is once again hosting a breast cancer fundraising tournament. Have some fun and help out a great cause Saturday, January 29th. Everyone is welcome to this 9-pin no-tap tournament starting at 9 a.m. $35 tax-deductible entry fee. Please consider donating items to the silent auction to raise even more. We'll come pick it up. Community Bowl and Pizzeria's breast cancer fundraising tournament, January 29th. Call Community Bowl at 218-587-3100 for more information, to register, or donate.
On yourliveevent.com and Cash 95 and rjbroadcasting.com as well. 1-point game. Sebeka will inbound off of a press here. You see 3 PRB Tigers looking to help out there as we'll see if they can trap Jalen Lilquist there. Anakin watching as well. Underneath the easy buckets after they broke that press, Macy Lake. He'll get it off the window. A 3-point game here, 48-45. Sorry about those technical difficulties, but they do dang well happen. On the outside, the 3 by Claire Dahl. No. hauled in by Caitlin Ekman. Nearly loses it underneath. Kayla Plouts with the throw over the top of the head of Tulenchek to Holyu. Driving between a couple of defenders, losing her balance is Jalen Lilquist. Sebeka faithful. We're hoping for the foul. Thinking about that three on the far side, and that'll be a double dribble. Losing the dribble for a second and trying to regain it on the pass. PRB will turn it back over. 3:35 to play. 3-point ball game. From the far sideline, Sebeka will inbound. They throw it into the middle and take it away. Laura Dahl comes up with a steal. Quickly getting in there and getting the double here. Again, a 3-point game here with under 3.5 to play. They get it to Tulenchek. She gets some contact off of the side of the glass, and she'll shoot foul shots 9 and 10 of the second half. 3:23 to play. Jalen Lilquist with the block there. 4 fouls for number 5. Hannah Barkus looking to check in between free throws. Tulenchek gets it to go. 48-46. And Barkus does replace Kaden Borman. In the seconds to get it back to a 1-point game. No good. And hauled in by Holyu. She's had a number of rebounds here this second half. A big one there again. Plouts loses her dribble, looking for help for Sebeka. Just a one timeout left, and they turn it over. Looking to push is Tulenchek. Has one to beat. Looking for some contact, gets it off the window. Count it. And a chance for the Pine River-Backus Tigers to take a lead in the second half. It's going to be 2 fouls. 3 fouls on Lake here, and see if Tulenchek can give the lead to the Tigers. 49-48. Pine River-Backus takes the lead for the first time since 2-0 near that timeline and nearly trapped, but being bailed out with a foul call there. Emily Hannikin getting too much of the body of Michaela Plouts and play a little bit of that free throw game here. 2:57 to play, a 1-point game for the free throws. Hannikin will sit the rest of the way. 2:57, she's out of here. Aiden Borman in her stead. First one, no good. Rebound will be taken by Ramsey Tulenchek. Filling up the stat sheets. 2:50 to play here. 1 point, Pine River-Backus Tigers lead. Not much time with the lead, looking for a 3 to extend it to 2 possessions. No, an offensive rebound and a bump underneath again. It's going to be foul shots 12 and 13 of the second half. It'll be 24 and 25 of the game. This one good. 50-48, that equals the largest lead for PRB tonight. Both teams with 9 fouls. The rest of the fouls, rest of the way, will be double bonus. And 2 shots. Second one good. Ramsey Tulenchek gives a 3-point lead to the Pine River-Backus Tigers. Nearly a carry there and trapped on the far side, taken away by Laura Dahl and the Pine River-Backus Tigers. They nearly give it right back away, and a jump ball. Seeing Pine River-Backus basketball on the sideline. Looked like Claire Dahl wanted to inbound underneath around the baseline area. No. Warmbold will check in for Sebeka, replacing Ekman. Kate Travis replaces Kaden Borman. More defense here. Again, Borman picked up some fouls off the bench here. Inbound it to Ramsey Tulenchek out on the perimeter. She looks to find one of the guards and does find Claire Dahl. As she doesn't have anyone in front of her, she just dribbles around the perimeter right now. Nearly loses her dribble. Needs it back, and a timeout called by Coach Shealy and the Tigers. 2:15 to play. 3-point lead for Pine River-Backus. You're listening to high school girls basketball on Cash 95 and watching on yourliveevents.com.
At R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, we aspire to provide the best in local sports coverage for our area teams. Listen to our Wake the Lakes morning show for local news, weather, and sports every weekday morning from 6 to 9. If you're enjoying the video coverage for the PRB Tigers, thank the sponsoring businesses you see advertising. They make it possible. If you're a business owner and want to reach our viewers and listeners, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise. That's yourliveevent.com.
Go Tigers. 51-48 here. With 2:15 to play in the second half, PRB took the lead the first time at 49-48. And on quite the run here. We'll get to that later on. Inbounded in front of their bench to Claire Dahl. And the largest lead for PRB. They'd only led it 2-0 before these last few moments. Pass around the perimeter. Backus taking the three, draining it. Her second of the second half. She has 6 points on the night. Big plays there, and she'll foul Michaela Ploutz on the way down. And that'll be it for her, but a big three here. Michaela Ploutz made her first, but missed her next 5 free throws. Missed her next 6 free throws. Can't get that one to go either. 54-48, a 6-point edge for the Tigers. Second one banked in. 5 points lead still for Pine River-Backus. A minute 50 to play in the second half. A couple of PRB players have fouled out. Just leaves one on the bench. Nearly dragging that foot there. Kate Travis. Minute 37 here. Again, next foul is a double bonus. Both teams would shoot 2 the rest of the way. Around the perimeter there is Kaden Borman. Has it now. Ramsey Tulinchek up against Annika Polyu, and she'll pick out the foul. So double bonus the rest of the way here. The foul shots 26 and 27. For Ramsey Tulinchek, the first one is good. 55-49. So Backus and Hannikin out for the remainder. Say Emily Hannikin. Brianna Hannikin able to go back if need be. And the second one good, 56-49. Here's the lead for PRB, looking for a 3 the other way. No, off the window. A long rebound. Who's going to corral it? It's going to get out to half court there. Underneath it, it's a jump ball. Monica Polyu will have the possession arrow favors Sebeka. Been there around the scores table to inbound. Michaela Ploutz, not far from her, will take it. It's on the same side of the court there. 66 seconds to play. And a big comeback. PRB's looking to hold on to. Is in the lane. Ploutz gets it to go. Doesn't need the backboard. Just puts it in for a 5-point deficit now. 59.9 seconds to play. I think we'll stay here as we're inside of a minute to play here. Pine River-Backus was down 13 at the half. We're down by 17 at 1 point at 42-25. They're down 44-28. Down 16 before going on their run. And they've allowed just 7 since then. And they've scored 28. 28-7 run in that time frame. And the Pine River-Backus Tigers under a minute away from getting their first win of the season, extending their streak of wins against Sebeka to 8. Looking at some other score updates over on Skeeter 101.5. Northern Lakes leads Brainerd boys hockey 3-1 after 2. We have a final of Mora 64-42 over the Aiken boys on yourliveevent.com and the Gobbler. While on Real Country 94.3, the Minnesota Vikings in action tonight. And against Pittsburgh Steelers, they lead 23-0 in the early goings of the second half. Didn't give up any points in the last 2 minutes of the first half. Now that is surprising. Baseball pass thrown by Kate Travis, a long one, and getting into the hands of Tulenchek. She's pushed, and she'll shoot a couple more free throws. Couldn't get the bucket to go. Shot 12 from the charity stripe in the first half. It's already shot 15 from 15 in the half, as that foul on Beaulieu was her 5th. So it took 3 seconds for that one. Tulenchek playing the role of, I suppose, Byron Buxton in center field. Makes the first of 2. Again, double bonus here for both squads. 6-point advantage. Big one here to see if Tigers can push it to 3 possessions. And they do. 58-51. 54 seconds to play. Again, PRB not making it easy. Nearly diving for that one. Tulenchek making sure not to get any contact, and she is called for contact. Right behind. Kylan Warmbold, who will shoot a couple of free throws. She was standing facing the sideline, just trying to retain her balance. Tulenchek right behind her. Ramsey will pick up her 3rd foul. First of 2 free throws is good. She's more concerned about leading by 2 possessions here. The second one, Archer off the left hand, no good. Underneath, no foul called for, and the kick was in between the feet of Kate Travis, as she might have had some contact there. And out of bounds off of her. So 1 for 2 from the line is Warmbold underneath the basket in a 6-point game. They get it out to that left wing and thrown off the back of Laura Dahl playing the defense as she's tripled, tries to get it off to Caden Borman and out of traffic a little bit. Get it underneath again to number 10, Ramsey Tulenchek. She makes it a 60-52 game. Stolen away now for the Tigers. Macy Lake has it. 26 seconds to play, and a foul to stop the clock and put a Laura Dahl to the free throw line. It'll be the 4th foul on Caitlin Ekman. Laura Dahl shooting the first free throws not shot by Ramsey Tulenchek, who has 39 points on the night overall. First of 2 is good, 61-52. And the second will be off the back iron, and an offensive rebound for Claire Dahl, and the foul by Michaela Plautz. Stop the clock, and fighting for the ball there. We'll put Claire Dahl to the line for a couple. First one no good, too hard back there. 23.4. Pine River-Backus is up by 9. Second one good and up by 10. 22 seconds to play. Coming down the lane, Michaela Plautz. They get past Ramsey Tulenchek. She didn't want to foul there and stop the clock. It's going to be 62-54. Inbounded and completed to Kate Travis, and Ramsey Tulenchek will pick up the foul inside of that basketball around the key there. Just delaying things a little bit here. 6.7 seconds to play. It'll be Tulenchek's 4th foul. Macy Lake to shoot a pair on the other end. First one's up and good. She's 3 of 3 from the line tonight. A 7-point game here. Seconds. Needs this one. Can't get it to go. Another rebound. No, it's stolen away by Sebeka. Able to get it to go. Caitlin Ekman puts it up off the glass, and she's fouled. 4 seconds to play. Kate Travis picks up the foul. I believe that would be 62 to 57. That one no good. Off the back iron and corralled by Claire Dahl. Jump ball. And the bucket good would make it 62-57. 3.2 to play in the half and tied up again, and with 0.7 seconds to play, probably a moot point here. They do change it on the scoreboard. Be enough for an inbound and just throw it right up there. Ekman on the inbound for Sebeka underneath their own baskets. 0.7 is as much. Got to toss it up right now, and that shot will be no good. And the Pine River-Backus Tigers come back down 13 at the half, down 17 in the second half for their first win of the 2021-22 season. They win it 62-57 here as they move to 1-3 on the season. We'll be back home tomorrow night here on yourliveevent.com against Lake of the Woods for the Sebeka Trojans. They fall to 0-3 on the 2021-22 season, and we'll be at Verndale tomorrow night, staying on the road for the first 4. Again, the final 62-57. Pine River-Backus gets the win here in high school girls basketball on Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com. Take a quick break. Plenty more coming up here with Homegrown Local Radio.
Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 37 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
PRB Tigers Action with your live event is made possible by the advertising businesses you see throughout this broadcast. They help ensure that we can bring you the coverage at the best price, free. Please thank and support our sponsoring businesses. If you own a business or your organization wants to reach the listeners and viewers of your live event and RNJ Broadcasting Incorporated, go to yourliveevent.com and click advertise or contact one of the offices in Brainerd or Aiken. Enjoy the broadcast.
Country Doc Veterinary Clinic in Pine River is proud to support radio coverage of our area athletes. No matter the sport, they salute the kids and coaches for all their dedication and wish them all the best of luck. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic thanks all the coaches, staff, and volunteers for taking the time to provide our area kids plenty of opportunities. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic is located east of Pine River on County Road 1, providing compassionate small animal care for your beloved pets.
62-57. Sounds like Ramsey Tulinchek has come out of the tunnel, congratulated by a number of members of the team and family and everyone, as she scores 39 in this one, and the Pine River-Backus Tigers come back for a 62-57 victory. Again, 3 ties in the first half. PRB scored the first 2 points. Did not lead again till 49-48. Second half with just over 3 minutes to play in the game, and they kept the foot on the gas, able to get the 62-57 lead. They at one point did end up leading by 10 points and able to get the 62-57 win here. Turnovers, I think Sebeka had about double the turnovers as PRB in the second half, able to make the adjustments and able to push and get some things through. Looking at the scoring numbers for Sebeka, Michaela Plautz was 16 tonight, 5 points for Jalen Lilquist, 11 for Macy Lake, 5 for Annika Puliu, 13 points for Caitlin Ekman, 7 for Kylan Warmbold. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, it was Laura Dahl with 7 points, 6 points for Kaden Borman. It was, again, 39 points for Ramsey Tulenchek on the night. As we, let's see, 19 of those, I think, were from the line as she shot it. 24 plus 5 is 29 times. I have 19 of 29 from the line for her. Hannah Barkis with 2 threes. She made that second three to make it a 2-score game at 54-48 in the second half before she was fouling out. So those are the scoring numbers here in this one tonight. The Pine River-Backus Tigers able to come back and score a 62-57 lead. I believe Ramsey's going to join us when we come back here on the post-game show on Cash 95 and rjbroadcasting.com and yourliveevent.com. The PRB Tigers, with their first win on the season, score the comeback.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you.
Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
Back with you here on homegrown local radio Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com. Ramsey Tulenchek. Well, what a game. Thanks for joining us here this evening.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So down 13 at the half. What was the initial thoughts in the locker room? What was said at that point?
Well, we needed to work better as a team, and we knew we could do it. We were capable of doing it. We just got ourselves behind and kept digging a hole. But if we worked together like we ended up coming out in the second half and doing what we were capable of doing, we showed them that we could actually do this, even down 13.
Now, talking to the Sebeka crew over there, they kind of wanted to limit you from shooting free throws. That didn't quite happen in either half of this one. What was kind of the key to being in those situations to be able to do that?
Well, normally I'm not a good free throw shooter. I'm going to be completely honest.
Okay.
It was a good night.
Okay.
But if I got a second, out of breath, I was kind of stressed a couple of times when we were down, and it was really mattered if I made it or not. But I had to let that go.
Yeah, able to. I think 19 of 29 or something like that. You had a dozen foul shots in the first half and plenty more in the second half as well. So able to get that first win under the belt. How does that feel just after that tough competition the first week and a half?
It feels really good knowing that we were able to do it and our team worked really well together. And tonight, I wouldn't have been able to do as much as I did without my teammates giving me good passes. And us working together and talking a lot better than we have in the past 3 games. And it just showed us that we could actually work together when we try. It was a rough start. We played some really good teams. And the team we played tonight was pretty good too, but we really had a rough start, but we showed tonight that we could do it.
All right, so hopefully a harbinger of things to come here.
Yeah.
As the Tigers back at home tomorrow night. I'll be up here and you'll be down there, and the best for you tomorrow as well. Congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Again, Ramsey Tulachek joining us.
Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River is once again hosting a breast cancer fundraising tournament. Have some fun and help out a great cause Saturday, January 29th. Everyone is welcome to this 9-pin no-tap tournament starting at 9 a.m. $35 tax-deductible entry fee. Please consider donating items to the silent auction to raise even more. We'll come pick it up. Community Bowl and Pizzeria's breast cancer fundraising tournament, January 29th. Call Community Bowl at 218-587-3100 for more information, to register, or donate. At R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, we aspire to provide the best in local sports coverage for our area teams. Listen to our Wake the Lakes morning show for local news, weather, and sports every weekday morning from 6 to 9. If you're enjoying the video coverage for the PRB Tigers, thank the sponsoring businesses you see advertising. They make it possible. If you're a business owner and want to reach our viewers and listeners, go to yourliveevent.com and click Advertise. That's yourliveevent.com.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Coach Tucker Shealy joining us here on the post-game on Cash 95 and yourliveevent.com. Again, Coach, thanks for joining us here. Congrats on the win here.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so just overall, kind of the same kind of topics. The first win of the season, how does that feel to get that under the belt?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very pleased for the girls. They battled back in that second half. I think the first half we met some adversity, and they were able to bounce back and play up to our potential a little bit better there in that second half.
Yeah, kind of limiting turnovers, taking advantage of some of the turnovers from Sebeka as well, able to help out on both sides of the ball. What do you feel that you can take out of this one, especially being on the home courts and being right back at it tomorrow night? If you use up a lot of energy, but how does it feel to be able to still have that back-to-back?
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm excited again for the girls tomorrow night. Laura Dahl came off the bench and played really well in that second half tonight, and so excited to see what she can do again tomorrow night in that guard position. And I talked to the girls at halftime. Our guards need to step up a little bit more and give us a little bit more offensive production. Ramsey's dang tough down low, but it was fun to see them take their opportunities and create some turnovers, which led to some offense there in that second half.
Yeah. So Lake of the Woods tomorrow night, right?
Absolutely.
What do you know about that squad?
They're going to be very similar to Sebeka. I expect if our guards can, put a little pressure on them, we might be able to take advantage of, some of the transition baskets. But they play solid defense, and I think they'll probably key in on Ramsey, having seen the score of this game and seen her stats. So, excited for tomorrow night.
All right, Coach, I am as well. We'll see you and talk to you before the game and after the game tomorrow as well with yourliveevent.com. Congrats on the win. Let's do it again tomorrow.
Sounds good. See you then.
Good, Coach Shealy joining us here on the post game on yourliveevent.com and Cash 95. We'll take a quick break and get more coming up with some of the post game awards.
Shrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 37 years and still digging it right. Shrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrupp Excavating LLC, online at shruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
PRB Tigers Action with your live event is made possible by the advertising businesses you see throughout this broadcast. They help ensure that we can bring you the coverage at the best price, free. Please thank and support our sponsoring businesses. If you own a business or your organization wants to reach the listeners and viewers of your live event and RNJ Broadcasting Incorporated, go to yourliveevent.com and click advertise or contact one of the offices in Brainerd or Aiken. Enjoy the broadcast.
From the PRB Boosters. Yeah, in the final here tonight, the Pine River-Backus Tigers with their first victory of the 2021-22 season. Hard to remember what year it is as things have gone by so quickly here in 2021, and hopefully everything's been going just fine. Against 62-57 the final, the Pine River-Backus Tigers with the victory. Now the post-game awards. First off, for your Big Deal Player of the Game, brought to you by a number of our area sponsors. You get that T-shirts as well as certificate to the Pizza Ranch of Baxter and Little Falls. Our Big Deal Player of the Game brought to you by Brandel Motors of Aiken, Riverwood Healthcare, Willie's Marina McGregor, Pizza Ranch in Baxter and Little Falls, Whippler Precast in Pine River, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products of Brainerd, BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, Crow Wing Kayaks in Cross Lake, Mille Lacs Energy Cooperative, Advantage Seamless Gutters in Baxter, Newman Construction in Brainerd. That one going to Ramsey Tool and Check. Not much needed to be said. And also, we have for this evening our star of the game, brought to you by Pine River Family Market. The Pine River Family Market star of the game, getting that $20 gift card, is Ramsey Tool and Check as well. 39 points on the night. She had a couple of assists. She had some steals and rebounds. I believe got her to that double-double mark. She shot 12 free throws in the first half, was 5 of 12. Had her for 14 of 17 in the second half, if my math is correct right there. And all those were some made shots. Yeah, I only have her missing 3 shots in the second half from the foul line. Really getting it done crucially. She's a star of the game. Brought to you by Pine River Family Markets. Pine River Family Market is your local grocery store where you can find it all and still enjoy the local hometown atmosphere. Every Wednesday, gallons of milk are just 2 for $6 for curbside pickup or delivery. Visit Pine River Family Markets Delivers.com. So our Pine River Family Markets player of the game is Ramsey Tool and Check as well. Now for your energy player of the game, which is brought to you by Enbridge. Again, Enbridge thanks you for supporting the Line 3 replacement project. Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day, and it was done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. Thank you. The energy player of the game brought to you by Enbridge this evening, and we'll give it to Alora Dahl off the bench. Drained a couple of big threes in this one and was 1 of 2 from the line, but doing things and forcing some steals, at least 3-4 in the second half, and grabbing some boards. Alora Dahl, our energy player of the game, receives the T-shirts. Brought to you by Enbridge. Again, the Pine River-Backus Tigers get the victory tonight, 1-3 on the season. Take on Lake of the Woods tomorrow night on yourliveevent.com. The Sebeka Trojans continue their road stretch to start the season as they're at Verndale tomorrow night. The Sebeka Trojans 2-0-3 on this season. Looking at other things we got going on with homegrown local radio on the Gobbler and yourliveevent.com. Mora defeated Aiken in boys basketball. On Skeeter 101.5, Northern Lakes Lightning boys hockey leads Brainerd 4-1, 7:42 left in the third period. And on Real Country 94.3 FM, the Minnesota Vikings lead 29-0 with 6:15 to go in the third quarter against the Steelers. Plenty going on tomorrow, including yourliveevent.com with some more Pine River-Backus girls basketball. Make sure to tune in. And make sure to tune in to the Wake the Lakes Morning Show as we'll go over sports a couple of times during our time 6 to 9 on all the stations of homegrown local radio. Have a great rest of your nights, and we'll join you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. on Cash 95 on our Wake the Lakes Morning Show. We will see you then.